Hey now! What is up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka Review King MB, and James Gunn has officially announced a new slate, or the first slate, I guess, for his DC universe. This has been something that a lot of us has been anticipating. A lot of us has been either angry about or excited about. I have been waiting. I have been patient and I have been willing to see what this man has in store. He talked a lot about how previously DC has been disjointed, and he's not wrong. You had your Arrowverse shows, you had your shows that were on HBO Max, and then the movies. All of them weren't connected, all of them were separate universes, and yeah. For some people, I'm sure that was confusing. I'm sure people wanted DC to be more interconnected the way that the Marvel stuff is. Other people would argue that them being separate was a good thing because it made them different from Marvel. It allowed them more freedom. But obviously, James Gunn comes from Marvel Studios, so he's bringing that same mentality to DC. He did say that not only does he want the shows and the movies to be connected, but also animation and video games. Now, that's a lot. That's going to be a lot to keep track of. That's going to be a lot to work with. But hey, I am open. It sounds interesting. He did mention that there will be different DC stuff that's not connected, and it will be prominently shown that it's Elseworld, like the Batman or the Joker 2. And I don't know if we're going to get more separated films or if it's just because those were already in the process of being made. But alright, so he talked about the movies that are coming this year: Shazam 2, The Flash, which I'm angry about Ezra Miller. I guess he's sticking around. Great. Blue Beetle and Aquaman 2. Now, he said that they are already. He made it clear that, oh, we're lucky that these movies are already here, So they weren't in the original process of they're connected. But he didn't say that they're not connected either. He didn't make it seem like, oh, these movies are the old regime and they won't have anything to do with what he's doing. He didn't say that because I guess you don't want to undermine your current slate of movies that are coming out. So I don't know. I'm just upset that Henry Cavill's out, but Ezra Miller is still in, I guess. He said that his plan is about 8 to 10 years, which is long. And I guess that's good as far as long term. He probably will have a Justice League level event that is similar to what the Avengers have been. So you're going to have a lot of these movies that will culminate into something big. He said that this chapter is going to be called Gods and Monsters. The first thing he talked about is an animated show called Creature Commandos, and I'm not going to lie and pretend like I know what this is. They showed a picture and he seemed very excited about how different this was, how unique this will be. He mentioned how they're going to try to get the voice actors that do the animated show to present these characters in live action when they show up later as well. That'll be interesting to see the combination of, hey, here's a cartoon show where those characters will later be live action in something else. I'm kind of curious how that's going to work. As far as not knowing the characters, I mean, I think Guardians of the Galaxy has proven that James Gunn can be trusted in taking lesser known characters and making them likable or making them funny or making them presentable, making you care about them. So I'm not worried about that. I actually like that he does seem more interested in lesser known characters. There's an Amanda Waller show, and it's a live action show. He did say it's Viola Davis. Thank God. You can't recast Viola Davis. She's great. And a show about Waller where it's about her dealing with whatever she's dealing with, organizations or secret agents and whatever secret villains are out there. He did say that it's going to be connected to the Peacemaker team, and so that's a plus as well. I like that supporting cast. first movie that he said is Superman Legacy. Now, obviously, he didn't get into this in this video, but we know previously that Henry Cavill is out. He's going to recast and have a new Superman. And I think he said it's not an origin. He didn't say that in this video, but I think he's always responding to people on Twitter and answering questions, at least what he's able to answer. And he said in the past, I think on Twitter, that this will not be an origin. It's called Superman Legacy, so I don't really know what that means as far as what the story is going to be about. He said he's still in the middle of writing the script. I'm optimistic that it might be like our first really great Superman film, because as much as I enjoy Man of Steel, I don't think it's perfect. I have many issues with it. It just sucks that Henry Cavill is gone. It sucks that even if you want to say, oh, well, our Superman's going to be younger, Henry Cavill's not that old. He doesn't look that old. I think you could have had him be the guy, and it's going to take me a while to get over that. I don't want to sit here and rant and rave over James Gunn and say he doesn't know what he's doing, because I'm sure he does. The guy is clearly intelligent, and he knows how to work these comic book properties better than most. So it's not even like that. It's just personally, I need to get over the fact that Henry Cavill won't be involved. He said that will be 2025, so that's a little while away, but not too far away. He mentioned a Green Lanterns show. Now, this is a live-action show. He said it's Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart, which is, I feel like this premise has been circulating for a couple of years now, over a premise, an idea of space cops, or like a buddy cop type situation. Those two characters in particular, and dealing with the Green Lantern Corps. I mean, that's an obvious, I think, hit. That's a win. I think that makes sense, and I'm looking forward to that very much. The Authority, which is a movie, a live-action movie. Again, these are characters that I do not know. They showed pictures. I don't even think I've heard of them. But hearing James Gunn's enthusiasm and excitement, and he says this is a passion project for him, okay, I'm sold. Like, I'll check it out, and it'll probably will be something pretty cool. Paradise Lost, he said that is basically about Themyscira, the island that Wonder Woman came from. This is a show. He did not mention Gal Gadot, so I'm not feeling good about her chances of sticking around in the universe, but he did say that it's going to be kind of Game of Thrones-like as far as how the political faction landscape is on the island. That could be cool. That could be different. It could be like House of the Dragon, but just happens to take place in the DC universe. He mentioned a Batman film, so I'm obviously, my ears perk up and I'm instantly interested. It's called Brave and the Bold, which was an animated show. That was the name of that animated show. I watched that show. It was fun. It was more lighthearted. This one is going to be about Batman and Damian Wayne, Batman's son, who he had from Talia al Ghul. And I hate Damian Wayne. I have said this for years. Whenever there's an animated movie that has Damian Wayne as a character, I always roll my eyes. I always get annoyed. And James Gunn said that Damian is his favorite Robin. To each their own, I guess, because I think he's so annoying. I think Damian is the most annoying, and I know he's a young child. I know that's probably the point, and maybe he wants to present an older Batman that is a father figure. He said that this will be the first step into doing a Batman family in the universe, and I have been waiting and wanting a Batman family in live action for the longest time. But I wanted to see the steps. I wanted to see the Dick Grayson story and him become Robin and then leave to become Nightwing. I wanted to see the second Jason Todd Robin that comes in and then gets killed by the Joker and then comes back as Red Hood. I wanted to see Tim Drake come in as the third Robin, Barbara Gordon as Batgirl. I wanted to see all of that established along the lines of several films until we get to Damian Wayne, but I guess we're just skipping all of the cool shit to get to Damian. Look, maybe he'll write Damian to be less annoying. Maybe Damian won't come off as such an annoying prick as I usually see him. All right, James Gunn. We'll see how that goes. Booster Gold, a TV show for Booster Gold. Now, Booster Gold he is a character that I do feel like is more niche or has his own cult following, as James Gunn said. I remember first becoming aware of Booster Gold from Smallville. There was an episode that they did of the character. Very interesting character. I learned a lot about him after the fact. And I don't know if he'll be connected to Blue Beetle like he sometimes is in the comics. But I'm glad they're finally using this character. I think he has potential to be really cool. Another film, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. So again, no Wonder Woman talk. We're branching into a Supergirl film, and I assume this Supergirl will be connected to the Superman Legacy film, I assume, and no word on whether or not it's the same actress that will be in The Flash. I think I heard that Supergirl is actually like an alternate universe of Superman's daughter, as opposed to this, I assume, would be his cousin, which is traditionally Supergirl. And so, okay, cool. I will be interested in anything Supergirl because I like the character. The CW show went into a lot of weird directions with that show, and I think the character still has a lot of room to grow. And the last thing that he mentioned, which was another film called Swamp Thing. Now, they did a Swamp Thing show back on the DC Universe, which is now HBO Max, and that show got canceled, I think, before they even started airing the episode. So I never watched the show. I was curious about it. I still might end up checking it out one day because I heard good things about it. It was more horror. It was more creepy. It had some cool practical effects. James Gunn talked about how this would be more horror, and even though that's widely different from everything else in the universe, it's still connected. It still will be a part of it. Now that's it. I assume that's chapter 1, like he said, Gods and Monsters. So it's not as if he announced, hey, here's our Justice League movie. He's probably going to take his time to get to, potentially, if he even does, a Justice League movie. I am curious. Look, I'm not saying I'm blown away. There's a couple of these projects that I'm like, okay, that sounds cool. That could be cool. But I'm not sitting there going like, oh my God, this is going to be fucking amazing. This is also his first, if you want to call it, phase, or his first chapter. We're going to have to see a lot of these products. We're going to have to see a lot of these characters that he presents to us for the first time, like Creature Commando and the Authority. A lot of these things that we don't really know what they're going to be like or what they're going to look like, in order for us to be more excited for Chapter 2 and Chapter 3. And by the time we get to year 5 of his plan, who knows what that's going to be like. You're going to have a lot of people. I haven't even checked Twitter. I haven't even checked the reply of his Twitter video of these announcements yet, because I have a feeling some people will say it's cool, but I have a feeling you're going to have a lot of people, Snyderverse fans, and I like to dip my toe into the Snyderverse here and there. I like things about it, but you're going to have people who are just going to shit on this and say this sucks, it's not Snyderverse, restore the Snyderverse. You're going to get a lot of that, and I don't know how much of that combativeness is going to be fun to be a part of, because I'm already sort of dreading it, but I am optimistic. I'm optimistic, and I am looking forward to a decent amount of these films and shows. So guys, let me know in the comments below what you think of James Gunn's 8 to 10 year plan, his first slate of announcements for films. Are you happy with what you see? Are you disappointed? Is there something that you were hoping to see that didn't get to be announced? Are you wondering why the hell is Ezra Miller still a part of this goddamn plan? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later.